My name is Zhang Xiuwen and my mention number is 205150. Today's topic is about should there be limits to freedom of speech. In the current era of network media development, the main difference between self-published speech and the traditional media area speech expression is a different ways of dissemination. Anyone who has a network and an internet access tools can realize the freedom of speech on the internet. Compared to the traditional media, the new media itself has several characteristics. First of all, the convenience of speech expression breaking the restrictions of speech and geography, timely grab of the latest information and dissemination, and the sharing of information among each other. Secondly, anonymity. Internet users can have a false identity on the internet, which lead to unrestricted speech on the internet without consent for whether it will violate the right and interests of others. Third, the interactivity of speech content. Traditional media such as television, newspaper are one-way dissemination of information. The dissemination method is relatively single, but the emergence of new media to make the dissemination method into two-way. Not only each media can spread information to the public, each user can also participate in the political and social hot issue, express their own views. Freedom of speech is also reflected in the participation of internet users. Finally, the content of speech is emotionally inconvenient. That is the freedom of speech in the new media environment. Cyberspace also accommodates many people. The quality of internet user varies, and many people enjoy their own emotions when they publish their speech, lacking rational thinking, and thus the speech can be offensive. So should freedom of speech be restricted? I think it should be. In the United States, for example, freedom of speech is not only the most basic human right, but also cornerstone of the social and the political system, and it is widely protected. Freedom of speech is usually interpreted as the right of every individual to fully express his or her opinions and views on the wide range of social aspects, such as government, law, economics, political, education, and community. Of course, the right of freedom of expression is usually subject to some restriction, such as legal penalties for posting innocent photo of young children, threats to the personal safety of others, or copyright infringement, that and extra. John Stuart Mill, former British MP, said, "Your own freedom should be guaranteed when your actions do not infringe on the freedom of others. If freedom of speech is not limited on social media, people tend to gather together in group to irrationally criticize and talk about a time because of a hard mentality. Actually, which can very easily lead to cyber violence. The attract party will choose to be silent for various reasons, and this forced silence is disguised as freedom of speech restricted by the new media. In addition, the emergency of the internet have provided a loose of and free public sphere for people to participate in discussions and access information equal across age, gender, occupation, and region. However, the differences in view on issue between different classes are magnified in this environment, thus intensify social conflicts. So is freedom of speech still free when there are restrictions? Freedom of speech also have a positive impact in that people express their views on the same level. It's an anonymous form without being treated differently because of their background or region. It can also play a monitoring role, exposing the misconduct of state agencies or state officials, creating a powerful force of public opinion. The Government can directly receive people's opinion to achieve change and communication, adding a new way for people to participate in politics and discuss politics. But the absence of restrictions does not mean that it's good and right. In the future, when we face the voices we do not like, we hope we can treat them with basic respect and not like a certain speech is not a reason to restrict or suppress it. And that's all for me. Thank you for your listening.